Sierra initiates her third divorce. Scrappy wants to spin the block with Bambi. And Renny Rucci's baby daddy facing some serious charges. Let's get into the latest episode of Love and Hip Hop ATL now. What's up, y'all? It's your girl V with Reality Recap, and today we are discussing the latest episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. But before we do, let's take care of the business. Make sure you're following me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, as well as Threads for all the happening and reality trending news at REALITEA_recap. That's Reality Recap. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's coming across the end of the screen here at Reality Recap 2876. It's also linked in all my bios so that you can easily access it to join in on the Tea Talks. And set your alerts, please. Like this video, share it, set your alerts so you don't miss anything. All right, let's get into it. Now, Ciara went to see a divorce lawyer this episode because she is ready to divorce Zay. And this is her third time going through a divorce. I have said this a million times. So have you guys in the comments. She needs some time to heal. We keep seeing her ever since she went through such a vicious divorce that played out on screen, and just the way that Shooter did her with one of her employees or ex-employees at her glam shop. She's just been jumping from man to man, ring to ring, and not really fully healed. I'm starting to think she can't be alone. So she says she didn't want this divorce, but that we saw they asked her for it in the previous episodes. I read to you guys her divorce petition that she submitted, where she is claiming, alleged verbal abuse. She is seemingly online also wrapped up in this divorce financially more than maybe the other ones, where she has shut down her Ghetto Girls Eats. She's looking to rebrand it with a new name. She is asking in this petition that Zay not move any assets or money. I mean, it's giving he went from living a normal life to a good life with Sierra, and I'm hoping she's able to protect herself and her business and money, because this marriage happened pretty fast. I knew she knew him from high school or whatever, and reality stars tend to do that, where they will go back and date somebody before they were famous, quote unquote, thinking that that person won't be looking to gain anything from them. But that's not the case. They're usually the ones looking to gain the most. So from what I saw, it doesn't look like she has a prenup. And this one might take her a little bit of a battle, depending on what he's looking to get from her. Because again, he went from not even on TV to wearing Van Cleef and chrome hearts. And she talked about him having a huge closet in her condo, to now it's all back to her. So we'll see how this goes. I just think she needs to heal and chill out from the men for a second. And hopefully she doesn't lose too much money or time out from her businesses trying to get this divorce resolved. Scrappy's in the studio with Spice. It looks like Spice is like executive producing his video for a new song. They seem to be growing really close. I wonder at times, is it a scandal around the corner there? Because sometimes I can't tell if it's just a platonic relationship, especially when Scrap said like, oh, Spice got enough she can hold over my head, she don't need no more. And I just be like, huh, what does that mean? I don't know. I get a funny vibe. Y'all tell me in the comments, do you get the same funny vibe? But I do. But they're in the studio catching each other up, and Scrappy tells her that he's not sure if he's broken up with Brittany. We know in the episode before, Brittany threw water in his face because she had sat down with Bambi, and Bambi let her know that Scrappy be texting her, insinuating he want his family back, that he just want to move out the country with her and the kids, and all these things that a man that's in a relationship should not be saying to his baby mama, or ex-wife, I should call her. So he's telling her, well, listen, he's telling Spice that he's not sure what Brittany's doing with this dude Bachi, because he seemingly insinuated to Erica Dixon and to Bambi that he still talks to Brittany. He says Brittany admits to talking to him still, although when she threw the water on him, she made it seem like she wasn't talking or dealing with Bachi at all. So he's saying, well, she don't trust me, I don't trust her. That was just a perfect countersuit for him to have this information that she may be talking to Bachi. So he is wanting to break up with her because he says he wants to spin the block and be back with Bambi. Like, no, we did not go through a whole divorce to try to get back together. You know, what are we doing? But this is typical Scrappy behavior, where he is upset with one girl or going through it, or with one girl, and then he jumps around to the other. He did that with Erica Dixon to Diamond. He did that with Bambi going back to Erica Dixon, and then with Diamond again too. Like, it's a vicious cycle of the same handful of girls. Is that one makes him mad, he goes to the other. He's mad with Shakira, now he's around with Brittany. You know, back and forth, around and around. It is a childish cycle. I love Scrappy. I think he's a great father, but when it comes to standing up and being in a relationship or a marriage, he gives up too easily, or he just runs to the next woman like that's going to solve his problem, when he still has feelings for other women that he keeps spinning the block with. But yeah, he tells Spice that he's thinking of that. And then he also tells Spice that Renny Rucci's baby daddy, Black Zach, which we know has been all over the place. I reported on it. I did a breakdown on his indictment charges with attorney Simone Redwine. It's on my page. If you haven't seen it, it's on my YouTube channel. You can watch it there to get a full breakdown of all his charges. I mean, it's RICO, murder for hire, unaliving, trafficking, all types of stuff that he is being accused of. So he tells Spice about that, and she's acting real surprised, like this wasn't everywhere, on every news channel, on every blog. And she's saying, "Oh my God, I gotta call Renny. I gotta, get in touch with her." So that's the end of that conversation. We do see where Karlie Redd also gets some news in this episode, that her case was dropped. We already knew that. If you're following me, you did. She had charges looming from her estranged husband, that she was, getting divorced from Tilo, the CEO of What's TV, or What's Now TV. And it was a crazy breakup. I mean, she shouldn't have never married him from the beginning. He was already cheating, and she still decided to marry him anyway, trying to turn a blind eye, just wanting to be married so bad. They got into what she alleges a physical altercation because she came home late. They argued. He left the home, returned. This was in the police report, so it's all alleged. All alleged. But she said that he struck her over the face with the phone, and that was the start of their separation and protective orders and divorce. And then he alleges she came to the house unannounced, broke in to take things from the home, and that's the charges that she was facing, but they were dismissed and dropped. And Tilo has moved on himself. I posted that. A lot of y'all was so surprised. I was too. I guess I'm not gonna say a lot of you were surprised. I guess for you that watched the Now What's TV, or whatever his TV network is, and his little like kind of baddie shows, you guys knew that he was already messing around with, I believe her name is Nikki from Cartel. You guys remember? from the Cartel show on VH1. She was the one that gets a lot of plastic surgery. Not Nikki Baby, but yeah. I'm trying to think of her name. I posted it a minute ago, so it might not come up. Nicole. So I was right. Nicole. Um, she is pregnant with his child. They did like not only did they do a gender reveal, it was a baby daddy reveal because I truly did not know that, but it was a spectacular event. It was dope. Congratulations to him and her. But he's definitely moved on. Karlie seems to not want any parts of it, and that was the last piece for her to be able to close the door and move on. So glad that was dismissed from her. And same thing for her, Ciara. I hope she heals now. Stop jumping into relationship after relationship, ring after ring after ring after marriage. I just want her to heal as well. Scrappy visits Bambi. He comes in with groceries and book bags, and he's ready to cook with her and spend time as a family and step their co-parenting up to another level. And he tells her, whatever it is that he texts her that she told Brittany about, he be meaning it. And they didn't really get into a deep conversation other than he made it clear that he has not had a deep connection with anyone since they divorced. And we did see Bambi sit down and talk to Yandy and tell Yandy like she doesn't want to get his hopes up. And she even said it jokingly to him. It wasn't like a serious, like, look, we're not getting back together. We're not spinning the block. It was kind of like, oh, okay, that's what you think type thing. But I'm thinking something in that conversation he turned into Mandices almost at the corn maze. I feel like Mandices wants Yandy back, but he can't seem to face the public scrutiny of him going back to her after she has this emotional cheating rumor going around, and he denied being in her bed that morning before they did the corn maze, and then tried to flip it into I just want to be friends. And I don't know, maybe there's parts of the conversation we didn't see with Bambi and Scrappy, but when he sat down with Mendices and Stevie J Jr., Lil Zane, he totally flipped his story. It wasn't the same guy that was cooking tacos and saying, "Oh, this is all I want right here." And he's telling them that he wants to be friends with Bambi and potentially live in a house with all his baby mothers and children, probably with Brittany too. Totally opposite than what he said when he was talking to Bambi or to Spice. I really didn't understand that, but it just seems like it's okay for these men on this show to embarrass their women and them to face public scrutiny and criticism because they continue to take them back after they cheat on them and do them wrong. But the minute they get told, nah, I don't want to spend the block, or you're going to have to profess your love for me in front of people, your apology and love has to be as loud as the disrespect. Now everybody just wants to be friends or live happily ever after with all their baby mamas in the palace. It's not really making much sense to me, but they definitely changed their tune, and I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Sometimes y'all need to face the same stuff y'all be putting these women through. But yeah, that story totally changed. Now, I mentioned to you guys that we saw Bambi and Yandy sit down and they were exchanging their sides of everything that happened. Yandy, as far as the corn maze and why is he trying to do all of this grand gesture just to be friends? It didn't make sense. Bambi tells about her and Scrappy cooking the tacos and how she not really looking to spin the block. But Bambi surprises Yandy by inviting Ciara, because we know last time we seen Ciara and Yandy at Karlie's grand opening, Ciara was totally out of line, if you ask me. Wrong place, wrong time at the grand opening. She's yelling how she got into a fight in the club because of man DC's can't keep his peen out of other women, and his side chick was trying to fight with her. I doubt that story very seriously. I'm pretty sure Ciara provoked her or went in her face the same she do every other situation. But she they were going back and forth, and she yelling out Yandy, all of Yandy's business, just acting a fool the last time we saw her. But we all know it was her own emotional distress with her husband and that marriage failing, projection onto someone else. But they get together because Bambi sat them down, and Ciara gives a very delusional apology. She's like, I'm sorry for the things I said. I shouldn't have said those things about Mandices, but I didn't say nothing about you. No, you talked about whether if they her real husband or not. That's still the father of her children, and you're yelling out in the bars that he can't keep his peen out of women, and that his side chick is approaching her in the club. That's still going to affect her, and in the manner that you did it, it wasn't girl code or friendship coded, if you ask me. If you felt like something happened or you came face to face with this alleged side chick, you got Yandy's number. You didn't need to end up on Instagram Live and then also yelling this out in the club. So she didn't handle it the right way at all. Now, do I think Yandy hides her business on reality TV? Yes. Do I think she never wants to tell us the truth? So sometimes I wonder why is she here other than to promote her businesses. But the way that Ciara went about it, saying she's her friend, really wasn't cool. So she apologizes, but also puts in there she didn't say anything about Yandy. And then also Yandy didn't apologize to her because there was nothing for Yandy to apologize for. And she's like, all right, I apologize. You apologize. I accept your apology. It's like, what, girl? Where did you hear that? She don't owe you no apology, but they are trying to move on from it. But Yandy made it very clear she will move on, but she'll never forget it. And I totally agree with that. That's a smart way to move. You got to watch her. Someone that is deep into getting their money from social media and clicks and likes, will tell your business in a heartbeat and make it a show for the public before reaching out to you privately. So I agree with Yandy on that. Spice and Karlie, they check in on Renny, and they sit down for a nice little quiet dinner, and Renny is telling them that she's trying to stay positive when it comes to her baby daddy situation, Black Zach. That it's sad hearing how their son is looking for him, and she has to show him videos on the phone, and she has no idea when he will be coming home or if he will ever come home at this point. It's not looking good to hear her say that he needs 6 lawyers to try to fight all of these indictments. And they out there in South Carolina. They don't care nothing about no black man in South Carolina. They just don't. And he is apparently needing 6 lawyers because he is facing the death penalty for the murder for hire RICO charge. So it's a lot. And we always say when the feds come for you, they got their ducks in the row. So we'll see how this plays out. I will tell y'all this. I don't think Renny is pleased with me at the moment, maybe because I posted about the headlines, which were everywhere, that he was arrested. And I also did the breakdown of the indictment, what I thought was just, educational with attorney Simone Redwine. But what I noticed is also I posted she's gonna tell in the next episode to like Karlie and Spice that she's pregnant. But we already knew that. She announced that this past February, on Valentine's Day, that she was pregnant with Black Zach's child. And I reposted her picture saying, announcing that she was pregnant, didn't say anything negative in the comments, or in my caption. Yes, people have their opinions in the comments that she has a cycle of dating men in jail, that she continues to make the wrong mistakes, all people's public opinion. But I noticed this past week that I got a copyright violation on my Instagram because the photographer that took her maternity picture decided to flag the picture instead of just reaching out to me and saying that, I should take it down, because I would have gladly done that. Lesson learned for me. But I just thought it was petty, and it feels like because the post that I put up and the video that I did has gotten so much attention, that was a way to try to get back at me. But I'm still here. I'm still standing 10 toes down, and I would have gladly removed the picture. It was posted back in February. We're in almost May now. So it was just whack. It happened like last week. And yeah, I'm on the photographer's page now because I'm going to reach out and have a grown-up conversation on what was the need of doing that. But I just found that real whack. I'm never disrespectful. I just post the news, the reality TV news, and I thought that was whack. And I personally feel like they conspired together, him and Renny, to have that done to my page, and I don't really like that. But yeah. Those are my thoughts on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Episode was Miami still winning, if you ask me. But y'all just let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. And I will continue to recap this. We should be wrapping up pretty soon after a few more episodes. But yeah, I'm still enjoying it. It's cool. Bad taste in my mouth with that whole violation on my page, but it ain't stopped the money. We still here. So let's take care of some business before we get out of here. It's follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Threads. I'm always threading my live thoughts while watching the shows. It's Reality Recap, REALITEA_recap. And YouTube channel is coming across the bottom of the screen, Reality Recap 2876. So please like this video, share it, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and set your alerts so you don't miss any of my tea talks, recapping all the hottest trending reality news and gossip. It's your girl V with Reality Recap. Before, like I always say, reality TV stars are humans too. Let's not forget that. It's your girl V. Have a great day. Stay warm and dry because it is rainy up here today. Peace.